Привет всем, с вами я, Дженни, и это How Janie Learned Russian, formerly College Russian. Today is quiz day. Are you ready? Did you do the worksheet in my beautiful textbook? And are you a smarty pants? How well do you know Russian gender? You're going to find out today. We're going to quiz you on just the basics of Russian gender, which beginner learners should know. We're going to quiz you on whether you know the gender of words ending in soft sign, мягкий знак. And then, for all of you overachievers, you всезнайки, you know-it-alls, we're going to have a quiz on words that are just like wacko. Like they're just weird. And there's no rhyme or reason to why they are the gender they are. So let's step into the ring and get ready to show that intimidating, scary Russian grammar who's boss. Are you ready? Let's go. So this is part one at the beginner level. The beginner level. This is just the basic gender that we talked about yesterday, which is going to be same format where we did yesterday. Где, and you answer вот он, вот она, вот оно, вот они. We're gonna have 8 questions here. Are you ready? All right, round 1. Here we go. Извините, где окно? Вот оно. Очень хорошо. Вопрос номер 2. Ой, извините, вы не знаете, где трамвай? Вот он. Хорошо. Ребята, скажите, пожалуйста, где водка? Вот она. Вот она. Очень хорошо. Номер 4. Вы не знаете, где общежитие? Вот оно. Вот оно. Ends in a е. Е is a neuter. Next one. Где цветы? Ты же сказал, что ты принесешь мне цветы. Где цветы? That's your girlfriend speaking to you, by the way, asking you, где цветы? Where are the flowers? And you say, because you're awesome at Russian, you say, вот они. Вот они. And then you pull them out from behind your back, and you're her favorite person. All right, номер 6. Где море? Да, you're a surfer. This is what you care about. Где море? Вот оно. Remember, those ye endings are neuters in Russian. Okay? 7. Где станция? Где станция метро Шаболовская, which is where I used to live. Then you say, вот она. Очень хорошо. And last one. Где собаки? Где собаки? Вот они. Вот они. That's what you say when you get home from work. Где мои собаки? Вот они. Очень хорошо. Okay. Round 2. You beat Russian grammar in that round. Let's see how you do in round 2. This is the gender of words ending in soft sign, which remember can be either masculine or feminine. We're going to talk a little bit about the strategies those tips and tricks that you can learn to decipher when you're looking at a masculine versus a feminine. Here we go. So I'm going to show you a whole bunch of words on the screen, and you're going to find the feminines. Okay, so pause the screen if you need to do this, but you're going to look for the feminines in this list of words. Okay, хорошо. Поехали. Okay, and here's the answer. Площадь, like Красная площадь. Remember we talked about that at the end of yesterday's video. Ночь, дверь, дочь. Okay? So how did I know день was masculine? Well, think about it. We say добрый день, not добрая день. Добрый день, right? Дочь is describing a feminine human being, so yeah, that one's feminine. Дверь, just memorize that one. Ночь. Life hack here. You ready? The hushers, when followed by a soft sign, are a feminine. So, ночь, gouache, Yeah, any word that has a husher plus a soft sign is a feminine. All right, now we're going to do masculines. Same concept. I'm going to bring them up on the screen. You're going to find the masculines. Here we go. Okay, let's talk. There's our masculines, because remember I just mentioned dzień was masculine. Dobry dzień. Словарь. Piekarz. Путь. Little life hack for you. All words ending in ar plus mjaki znak, ar, are masculines. Okay? Keep that in mind. That's going to come in handy later. Also, words ending in ost, with the exception of gost, are feminines. And there are a lot of those words in Russian, by the way. Okay? Хорошо. Let's do it again. Find the feminines. Here we go. Okay, so I hope you were listening to me. And you heard me when I said that hushers followed by a mjaki znak are feminines. Mysh, losh, those are feminines. Also, words ending in ost with mjaki znak, except gost, right? Notice I didn't underline it, are feminines. And then жизнь is one of those ones you memorize. Also, did you know that words that end in tel, are masculine? They're masculine. Even if they're describing a feminine person that is that thing, they're still treated like a masculine. Okay, хорошо? Now here we go. Last round. Let's find the masculines. Are we ready? Go. Okay, again, hopefully you were listening to some of the tips and tricks I was just telling you, and this page was much easier for you. Tsar, words ending in r, mjaki znak, masculine. Дождь, that one's masculine. That's one of the ones you just memorized. Слесарь, that one's masculine, ends in r. Речь is feminine because it's a husher followed by the soft side. And then remember how I told you преподаватель, tel, endings are masculine. Okay. We ready? This is the всезнайка level. You know it alls. This is the moment of truth. Момент истины. Let's see how much of a nerd you are, how little social life you probably have. That's me, okay? And how well you do on this quiz. Like, are you going to be able to stand up to Russian grammar, or is it going to break you? Let's find out, okay? So here we go. These are the weirdos. They make absolutely no sense in Russian whatsoever, and it's just you memorizing them with time and experience. Okay, so I'm going to ask you in Russian. This is the way your Russian grammar would speak if you were in a classroom in Russia. Какого рода? Okay, so what gender is it? And I'm going to put a word on the screen. Хорошо. Это какого рода? Это он. Это он. Дядя, uncle, even though it looks like a feminine, is still a masculine. And that pertains to papa, дедушка, коллега, etc. All of those ones that are feminines. But we know they're masculines in our brains. Okay? Хорошо. Следующее. Какого рода? Это слово. Кофе. Кофе. Черное кофе, черный кофе, черная кофе. Это мужского рода. Это он. Это он. Coffee. There's a whole history behind this. And I think I had a YouTube video about it at one point. I'll link to it. But yes, it is a masculine. So you order черный кофе. Черный кофе. Again, there's a reason for that. You can watch that video. Okay. Oh, I'm putting two on the screen here. Какого рода эти слова? Семья, семья. Семья, семья. Ooh, this one's super hard. You are a всезнайка if you can do this one. Oh, by the way, they're two separate genders. Okay, so let's talk about it. Семья is a neuter. A neuter. It's brutal. Семья, it's just good old-fashioned feminine. That one's not tricky at all. I just put it on there to torture you because I know you're a glutton for punishment, and that's why you're learning Russian. So, семья is one of these group of words that end in mya, and they're actually neuters, and they have super wacky declensions once you start putting them into cases. So, имя, время, пламя, знамя, those are all neuters. Super crazy. I didn't make up the rules. Don't shoot the messenger. I just work here. Okay, хорошо. Next one. Какого рода? This one might even be interesting for natives. Sometimes even natives don't know this kind of thing. So, какого рода слово суши? Суши. Так. Это оно. It's a neuter. It's not a plural. It's not a plural. It's not sushis. It's not sushis. It is a neuter. And this happens a lot of times when you borrow a word from a foreign language. It'll be a neuter because it's like Russian doesn't know what to do with it. Okay? This one's super crazy. Again, a borrowed word. Какого рода слово кенгуру? Интересно. Кенгуру. Это мое кенгуру? Это моя? Кенгуру мужского рода. Это он. It's a masculine. And this is one of the things you just learn because you're a language nerd or because you have a kangaroo and you have to talk about it on a regular basis. Okay? Now, the moment of truth. It is our last trivia. And it's a trivia question. Remember in the video yesterday on gender, I mentioned that there's only one word in the whole Russian language that's describing a living creature. It's also not borrowed from another language. It's describing a living creature and it's neuter. Neuter. Okay. What is it? Do you know? I'm about to give you the answer. Think about it. What is that only word in the whole Russian language that describes a living creature and it's neuter? It is a super old-fashioned word, but it still exists. Дитя. Дитя, which means your child. Nowadays, you would use the word ребенок, but kind of in old texts in the Bible, you would see the word дитя. Дитя. Okay, so did you emerge victorious? Did you show the nasty Russian grammar who's boss? I hope you did. If you didn't, and you feel like you need a little bit of help in this area, this is where my textbook comes in handy. This is where tutoring comes in handy. And sure enough, I can help you with that. So follow the links available. Again, if the textbook is not available yet, you won't see anything. But once it's available, you'll see a link right up above. Clickety-click on that and head over to there to start on the course, this textbook that takes you through all of these fundamentals you need to put in place to solidify your knowledge of Russian grammar so that you can build onto it and make a beautiful house that you can live in and use and have friends in. And that is all for today's video. Next up are plurals, which they are their own separate nightmare. But again, with me, I'll make it fun and we'll break it down and we'll figure it out. So, это всё на сегодня. До свидания.